There's a new
What is this
Nintendo
again?
Switch model coming out in 2020, Will. Bet you never thought of that happening.
Oh, here we go again.
This is according to Polygon, who distilled information from DigiTimes. I read the DigiTimes article. It's not well written. So we're going to read the Polygon one.
Okay.
Nintendo is reportedly working on an updated Nintendo Switch model to be released sometime in 2020, according to Taiwanese electronics newspaper DigiTimes. Oh, that's why it's Taiwanese. I didn't know that. DigiTimes reported the new Nintendo Switch model will be released in mid-2020, with production beginning at the end of first quarter 2020, which is sometime around March, which is just way... Oh, production beginning. Okay, that makes sense. We're not seeing this thing.
Yeah.
Then why would we see... Yeah, I guess holiday 2020. Anyway... The news lines up with a previous report from Wall Street Journal technology reporter Takashi Mochizuki. Mochizuki reported in August that Nintendo has ideas for further updates to the Switch lineup after those two models to make the platform's lifecycle long. According to the DigiTimes report, Nintendo intends to release the new Switch model with a magnesium alloy body and an update to the CPU. Mochizuki's August report outlined Nintendo's intentions to release two new Nintendo Switch models. The updated Nintendo Switch with a better battery and the handheld-only Nintendo Switch Lite, which were released in August and September, respectively. So, he got that right. So he at least has some...
Yeah.
He knows what he's talking about, at least.
Mm-hmm.
There's no concrete information regarding the potential upcoming model, but some are predicting Nintendo's next console is a Switch Pro device. You love hearing that. Dr. Serkan Toto, CEO of game industry consultancy Kantan Games, told GameIndustry.biz there's no doubt in his mind that Nintendo will launch a Switch Pro in 2020, specifically after the summer holidays to counter the rollout of the PS5 and next-gen Xbox later in the year. Oh, that's an interesting point. Toto suggests a retail price of $400, $399, with 4K support, bigger sizes, and of course, beefed up components.
Well, how much does the Switch cost now? $300?
$300.
Yeah, so an extra $100 for 4K makes sense.
Others are skeptical, however. IHS market technology analyst Piers Harding Rolls told that's some name told GameIndustry.biz that the likelihood of a Switch Pro device, quote, has significantly diminished since the launch of an improved flagship Switch and the Switch Lite. He also believes 2020 will be Nintendo's best year for Switch hardware sales since its launch. Nintendo of America spokesperson told Polygon it, quote, has nothing to announce at this time, of course. The original Nintendo Switch was released... Yeah, we already know. We don't need to talk about that.
Yeah.
So it seems like from these industry insiders, there's two completely different branching speculations of this.
Yeah. Either we're getting it or we're not.
Right. I think 4K support is weird. I don't think that's happening. That's bizarre.
Why do you think it's bizarre?
Because that's very... I mean, Nintendo, again, you can't predict Nintendo. They do crazy things. But that's very un-Nintendo. Nintendo doesn't compete directly with these other consoles. So the fact that they're releasing new consoles, I feel like Nintendo isn't... They don't need to release something to directly... Yeah. It's not like this holiday season, moms are going to be like, should I get my kid an Xbox or a PlayStation or... This new Nintendo, like a new Nintendo Switch, isn't going to sway them one way or the other.
Yeah.
And the fact that it's 4K, I mean, why you don't get a Switch to play in 4K. You get an Xbox or a PlayStation to play in 4K.
Also, too, like they just came out with the revised Switch last year, and I'd imagine they want to keep that on the market for another like 2 years at minimum. Yeah. Before they put out like the Pro version or whatever.
Piers Harding Rolls suggested that this year would be the biggest year for the Switch hardware sales.
Yeah.
Even though he says the likelihood of them releasing a new Switch is diminishing.
Mm-hmm.
I think if they don't release a Switch this year, it could still potentially be the best year for Switch hardware sales because it's just been on the incline. And since the Switch Lite came out,
that just adds to their market share.
Exactly. And I think the second year of the Switch being out was astronomically better than the first year.
Yeah.
So this is the second year the Switch Lite's out. So it could do the same thing.
Yeah.
But it's having an alloy body is weird. That's weird to me. This whole idea is weird.
Well, it's not weird that people would think that there's going to be like a Switch Pro or whatever. I mean, because we've got like new 3DS iterations, got new DS iterations, and now Sony and Microsoft are doing it on the home console front, PS4 Pro and the Xbox One X. So there's precedent for it. And now people are just wondering if Nintendo is going to follow that precedent, even though history has told us they never really do.
No, and Sony already came out and said they don't compete against Nintendo because Nintendo is great for getting gamers into the market.
Yeah.
They're a good entryway into gaming, and then when they're old enough, they can get a freaking PlayStation. Yeah. Or they're 30 or 32 and still play Nintendo Switch games.
Yeah.
People have been speculating there's going to be a Switch Pro coming out every year since the Switch was released.
Mm-hmm.
You know, every year they're like, the Switch Pro is happening.
Well, they also, when the Wii was out, every year they would say, this is the year we're going to get Wii HD.
Right.
And then like
that's what I mean.
Yeah, the Wii U came out like, what was it, 8 years later, and it was a completely different system.
Yeah. Well, Nintendo doesn't think in specs, you know?
Yeah.
I think if anything, I said this last year too. If anything, we're getting a new Nintendo Switch.
Yeah.
That's like a slight redesign, maybe a little sleeker, and a slight performance increase. Like they say in the speculation from is it Sir Cantoto?
Yeah.
Which one of these guys? Well, no, that was the DigiTimes report. Says it's going to have an alloy body and an updated CPU. I think if it's going to be anything, an updated CPU is a given.
Yeah, I don't see them making a metal video game system.
It's possible that could be part of making the whole thing sleeker. It's just having like a metal version. But again, if I had to take a guess, I think it would be a new Nintendo Switch, a slight upgrade, maybe a little sleeker, and an upgraded CPU for better battery, just like they did with this Switch version with the better battery life. It has a slightly better CPU.
Yeah.
I think they would do that. And it would play the same games, and the games will run exactly the same. Maybe slightly, they'll load slightly faster.
Right.
I don't think this is anything to worry about if you want to buy a Switch. Just buy a Switch.
Yeah.
You know, it's not like, don't wait for this. Don't wait a whole year for this. If this even happens, it won't happen until like later on in the year, at least September. But probably more likely October or November. But again, this is just speculation. We don't even know for sure what's going to happen.
Yeah.
Again, I don't think they even need to do this. I think the Switch that they have now and the Switch Lite is enough to carry it into the new year. And
yeah, and again, you know, they're probably going to want to push the Switch that they have out already, that they just put out with the better battery life for as long as possible.
Yeah.
You know, it took like 3 years for them to put that out from when the Switch launched to last year.
Yeah.
Yeah, so there'll probably be another like 2 or 3 years before a Switch Pro or a new Nintendo Switch or whatever.
I think next year would be a smart idea because the other consoles will have been out already.
Yeah.
Even though they don't really compete against them.
Right.
Yeah, let them have their year. Be like, all right, you guys can release your stuff. We're still doing great. And then next year, boom, here you go. A new Nintendo Switch.
Mm-hmm.
Especially if they're starting production on this stuff in March.
Yeah.
Like they need more time. Maybe it could release next March. Then the Switch will be 5 years old? God, it's been so long. Wait, no, this year is the third year.
No, Switch came out in
2017. 2018, 2019, 2020. Yeah, this is the start of the fourth year.
Yes.
It'll be the third birthday in March. So next year will be the fourth birthday.
Yeah.
That'd be a good time to release a new revised Nintendo Switch. I think a revised dock is in order, and a lot of people think that they could just make that 4K and make the dock upscale everything. Because it's USB-C and there's USB-C graphics cards, and you can do that with the processor that's in this. I don't think that's something Nintendo would do. I think that's a little too tech savvy for the old boy.
Yeah.
But I think that the dock needs to be cheaper, because it's crazy expensive now for no reason.
Oh yeah.
They kind of stop. It's kind of hard to find a dock now. Last time I checked on Amazon, sellers were selling it for like $150.
It's hard to find whatchamacallit, the AC adapter on Amazon. All you see are the knockoffs.
Yeah, you're right.
And like that makes it really scary for me to, because I still want to buy a second adapter. I don't want to buy it on Amazon.
Look at this Nintendo Switch dock, $185 on Amazon, and this is the regular listing.
Yeah,
it's not even like a buy Nintendo. Well, no, that doesn't mean it's. I don't know who's selling this, but this is the listing when you Google it.
Yeah.
I don't think you can buy it from a Nintendo right now. You can get you can buy the AC adapter right now.
Oh yeah, because that also works on the Switch Lite.
Not from Nintendo though. Available at Amazon, Best Buy. Let's see it at Amazon. There it is. $30 from Amazon for the adapter.
Yeah.
Oh, there's the dock. No, yeah, you can't. So you can buy refurbished docks from Nintendo for $40. They don't come with an AC adapter though.
Right.
I recommend getting that if you need a dock. It's a great dock.
I'm on Best Buy's website right now, and the only dock they sell is the Insignia one.
This has a listing for Best Buy dock. They link straight to the Insignia one from the Nintendo website. That's crazy.
Oh wow,
that's crazy. I didn't know that. That's insane. Insane's maybe a little overboard. We're just talking about a Nintendo Switch dock here. But anyway, I think that it should be cheaper. I mean, they're not selling it now, so I think that like maybe they're working on something.
Maybe.
I think it needs to be cheaper. I think that it needs to be smaller. It's just way too much plastic, and there's no reason for it to be that big. Mm-hmm. I think they need to fix the power delivery situation that's going on.
Definitely.
Make it actually comply with USB PD standards, so that you don't brick your Switch randomly.
Yeah.
And so that third parties can actually work on docks. And put some friggin' Bluetooth in there. It's very cheap and very small for the little Bluetooth adapter.
Yeah.
There's no reason why it can't be cheaper and have Bluetooth.
Especially in 2020.
Put an Ethernet adapter in there. Somebody else suggested that. There should be an Ethernet adapter.
Well, they never put an Ethernet adapter on anything.
That's a good point.
The Wii didn't have one. The Wii U didn't have one.
That's a good point. Maybe they won't have that.
Probably not.
But in terms of any upscaling or like a pro dock, I don't think that's going to happen.
Yeah.
I think, again, just a slight upgrade in the dock. And I think I'd be fine with that. I think that'd be great. But, why should I want a portable dock? Like, just make it more portable, you know?
Yeah.
All right. So if they do make a Switch Pro or a revised Switch, they should definitely revise the dock as well.
Yeah.
And make it freaking cheaper, damn it.